Well, good morning, friends. Thank you for coming back to my channel. So, today is the big day. Finally, the vegetable garden is underway. And this is what I'm doing this year. Of course, I would love to have raised beds down through here. But the price of lumber and everything is just crazy. So, I'm going to have to plant everything in ground this year. And instead of tilling and doing all that extra work, really it kind of makes a mess with all the grass clumps and all that, to me anyway. I am laying these big, they're 10 by 25 foot, I'm not really sure what you call them, just sheets of black plastic that you get from the Lowe's or Home Depot. This is also what I use in my landscaping and flower beds to choke out the weeds. Again, I don't waste my time with that really thin stuff that's got the holes in it. It's just a waste of time in my experience. So this is what I'm going with. This cost me $25-ish, but it's going to save me a lot of time and energy. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna plant my corn, but I'm gonna plant my corn back here in this little section of grass. And I'm not gonna plant it through the plastic because trying to sow that through all those little corn seeds in plastic, that's just not, that's not gonna work for me. So anyway, I am going to probably dig up a lot of this grass, a lot of this sod, and just seed them right here. Now corn likes to be planted in patches instead of like a long row of corn. They plant them in patches. That way the seeds and everything can pollinate. They pollinate a lot better when they're planted in patches instead of like a long row. So yeah, that, and I think my gimbal's gonna go crazy. Alright, I think we're good now. It's like the slightest little move, this gimbal goes crazy. I apologize. Alright, so here is where my corn's gonna go. So I'm gonna get started digging up this grass, and we will get planting. Alright, you guys, it has been a busy morning so far. Took me a while to get this sod up, or this grass. So that is the method I went with. I just dug up all the grass in this little triangle section, and this is where I planted 3 different kinds of corn. I did them in the soil with a little bit of compost and garden soil, so we shall see how that goes. And this is what I have come up with the rest of the vegetable garden. So I got the 10 by 25 sheets of black plastic. They're about $12 at the Lowe's or Home Depot. That is what I went with. And this year everything's going in the ground, so I'm just going to cut my holes in the black plastic. And right here, a couple rows in this little section here are going to be my tomato plants. And then I can't decide if I'm going to do my squash or if I'm going to do peppers next, but that's how this one's going to go: tomatoes, peppers, and probably my squash. And the second bed here is going to be my vine crop, so things like watermelon and pumpkins. Who knows, I might have to make a third. I've got plenty of room to make a third vegetable garden. It's going to be a lot of work, but you guys might remember that I have 5 or 6 different packs of pumpkins I still have to get in the ground, and I spent a little extra on those, so I do want to make sure I get them in the ground. Pumpkin varieties like porcelain and celebrity, and guess who's in trouble now because they just got out of the backyard? Mr. Little baby here. He is looking awful, y'all. That's another thing I need to do today if I have time, is I've got to groom the Yorkies. So yeah, staying on my toes around here. But anyway, you might be asking what the cinder blocks are for. Well, they serve two purposes. They are holding down the black plastic, because I do not, I don't even waste my time with those stakes. I just feel like those little metal stakes just move and get loose and don't really do what they're supposed to. So I'm using what I already have, and I'm gonna fill all the cinder blocks here with garden soil, and I will plant things like marigolds and verbena and different annuals like that, to help draw in the pollinators that are so beneficial for your garden. So that's where I am now, right now, you guys. I got a nice, cool, cloudy day to work out here on this. So I'm going to get the rest of these plants situated, and I will see you guys shortly. Alright friends, I've got most of the holes dug for the tomatoes and for the peppers so far, and I was just going to show you guys how I'm going to plant them. Now there are so many ways and different tips that you can plant a tomato. A lot of people put like Epsom salt and different things in the soil. I'm just gonna use this Miracle-Gro all-purpose garden soil for in-ground use. That's what I'm gonna do. Just quick and easy, because that's what I have. So one thing I do is I do want to plant my tomato plants kind of deep. So I'm going to take off a lot of these little, I guess, suckers towards the bottom. Because the more the tomato stem is down in the ground, more roots are going to form. So that's going to give you a stronger root system and a stronger plant. So I'm probably going to go ahead and take that one off as well. Now I don't know if this is two plants or what, but I'm gonna do I want to take any more off or not? I think I am. Alright, so taking quite a bit of the stems off. It is not going to hurt the plant. It's not going to kill it. So as much of that stem that you can get in the ground, more roots are going to form, and it will make a stronger plant. So that's how I'm planting my tomatoes. I'm going to rough up the roots just a little bit. Not going to go crazy. Just lightly. I want to make sure I get most of that stem as I can in the ground. And then I'm also gonna create a little well around the plant to catch water. So all I'm doing is kind of building up the soil around the plant. So the rain and everything don't run off underneath into the grass. And this variety of tomato here is the Jetstar. Here we go, hybrid tomato. Also, I am planting, I got 2 of those. I also have Mr. Stripey. And I'm not sure what the other tomato is, I've lost the tag. So this Mr. Stripey tomato plant here I got from the nursery. Now it does look a little wilted because it did kind of get dried out yesterday, but I soaked it in water and it should be fine. So there's that one. So far Jetstar and Mr. Stripey are the varieties I'm growing. I did leave me plenty of space to pop in a couple more tomato plants if I decide, maybe more than that. I still haven't went to the garden center that I usually get all my vegetables from, Garden Gate on Breckenridge and Bardstown Road, and they have several varieties. So anyway, I'm gonna get these tomato plants planted as well as the peppers because it is starting to sprinkle and I want to make sure I get this done today. Alright you guys, I got everything planted that I have so far. So we have the tomato plants, and I left myself enough room if I wanted to do one more row of tomatoes. Next row here is a couple of bell peppers. I could only find yellow ones, I still need to get some green. The next 2 down there are the pepperoncinis that I started this winter under the grow lights. And I put some leftovers that I had in the cinder block. So that's just kind of the fun of gardening, is just to experiment and see what works and what doesn't. So anyway, I wasn't out anything. So also in the cinder blocks, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I will plant annuals in most of these. Down here on this far end, I have two cucumbers. These are the Muncher variety, and I plan on putting some kind of archway on this end and maybe here, just so I can have the cucumbers grow on an arch this year instead of across the ground. So yeah, again, I will be putting my vine crops in here. Got several varieties of pumpkins, and I might do watermelon. But I also wanted to share this with you guys. So my neighbor Chris across the street, she is awesome. Oh, I think she went inside, but anyway, she was out there working in her yard. She is in her late 80s, and she is a force to be reckoned with. She takes care of all of her gardens in her yard. Her yard is absolutely beautiful. Maybe one day I might take you guys on a field trip over there so we can see her gardens. But she is really awesome, and she mows her own grass. I offer to help her, especially when it gets really hot sometimes, and she says nope. She enjoys doing it herself. So anyway, really awesome neighbor. So blessed to have her, and so blessed to have my new neighbor over here, who is giving me this little strip of grass to work with. So fortunate with that. Yeah, so I hope I have as much energy, and if I live that long, if I make it to my mid-80s, just to be retired and be able to still do all of this fun stuff. So anyway, enough of that. I will show you what I got from her. I showed her the backyard, and then I went over to see her gardens, and she had some pinkish mauve colored irises that I got, because I told her about my mom's house. The previous owner had a pink one, and she dug it up before I could get to it. So she said she had some, and these are bicolored here. So not to get confused with what I got from Mom, these are what I got from the neighbor. These are bicolored. And somewhere around here. I hope I didn't leave them over there. Let's see. Oh, right here. Sorry, y'all. I got some white speckled foxglove. I couldn't remember what they were. So I got some of those, and I got a couple pieces of a poppy, a really big pink poppy. So, and a little seed head in there. So anyway, my planting to-do list keeps growing and growing and growing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it all done. So, but it's fun and it's therapy, and it makes me happy, so I can't complain. So again, thank you guys for coming along with me on this part 1 of the vegetable garden. All of this wood stuff will be out of here sometime this summer when I get a dumpster. So anyway, this is the beginnings of the vegetable garden for this season. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to follow along with the channel, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that, and like this video. So you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.